Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Today Update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister Wives, Meri ignores Robyn's manipulation while Janelle reveals Kody's financial abuse. Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 11, begins on November 24th with Christine Brown and David Woolley making both real and symbolic movements. They have already purchased a home in Utah jointly, with both of their names on the deed, after only 4 months of dating. Yes, you read correctly. Because nothing says forever like taking out a mortgage after only a few weeks of courtship. The somewhat hurried timeframe doesn't dissuade Christine and David. Aware that the rest of the world might believe they're traveling at breakneck speed, they've assembled their children and grandchildren to make their engagement announcement. However, you know when you know, don't you? In spite of the hectic schedule, the couple has already created Christine's engagement ring as, after 4 months, what better way to tie the knot than with a personalized piece of jewelry? Naturally, Christine's children are still getting used to the reality that everything is moving so quickly. One kid even acknowledges that it wasn't until she saw her mother with David that she truly understood how sad she was with Kody. David seems to be just what Christine needed. He's presumably a person who can figure things out without a 30-year slow-burning relationship. The finest aspect? It's obvious that Christine's children were prepared long before the cameras started rolling, even if they act as though they are stunned to hear the engagement news. Since nothing says we're so thrilled like a prearranged surprise, it's safe to assume that they were already aware of it, even though the reactions may look endearingly surprised. They are all on board, though, and Christine is eager to begin this new chapter with David, who, let's be honest, is essentially the man she has known she needed since, month 3. The man of many marriages, Kody Brown, kept his word and assisted Meri Brown in leaving her house in Flagstaff, Arizona, before she moved permanently back to Utah. And although you would anticipate that the entire scene would be filled with tension and passive-aggressive remarks, it was actually quite easy. At least for now. Despite their difficult past, which includes, the entire divorce process through their church following their 2023 split, Meri and Kody are really getting along fairly well. You would almost forget that they had been navigating a less-than-ideal relationship for years because of how lively their banter was. While shifting boxes, Meri once unintentionally backed up into Kody's groin, and the two laughed together. Meri remarked, "Closer than I have been to him in years," appearing somewhat perplexed by the whole circumstance. Robyn Brown tries one final time to touch Meri's heart before she leaves for Utah. She draws Meri away as soon as she arrives at the house and bursts into tears, but they are more dramatic than meaningful. She expresses her love for Meri, her regret that things turned out this way, and how much she will miss her. But Meri doesn't believe it. She remains unmoved and obviously does not fall for Robyn's attempt to control the situation. Robyn then gives Meri a theatrical, extravagant hug for maximum impact, presumably in the hopes of evoking genuine tears this time. She gives Meri a journal as a gift, seemingly at the perfect moment. The message? "I hope your next chapter brings you happiness." Robyn sniffles and declares her love for Meri once more. But it's obvious that the goal of the entire situation is to get Meri to feel anything at all. However, Meri? She is very emotionless and has dry eyes. She's clearly not going for Robyn's well-planned mean girl act. Meri seemed to be surviving the act for the cameras rather than being affected. For his part, Kody appeared to be completely happy with the new dynamic. He even called Meri his favorite ex-wife, which, depending on your point of view, might be either cute or a little passive-aggressive. However, he's gone through a lot. He's only married to Robyn now, but he was once married to Christine and Janelle. Hey, polygamy. As a result, preferences change. Tears begin to fall, end of an era. Kody suddenly became emotional as the moving procedure was coming to an end. By emotional, we mean broke down in tears. In a very un-Kody moment, he pulled Meri in for an awkward hug after declaring that this was the end of an era. Naturally, all of this took place in front of Jen Sullivan, Meri's best friend and brother-in-law. Because why not tell the whole crew about your mental breakdown? Ever the realist, or maybe just completely confused, Meri wasn't exactly experiencing the same sentimental rush. Your emotional outbursts never cease to amaze me. I simply don't get it, she murmured, presumably wondering, really? You're crying now? After all this time? Then, with his voice shaking and his tears adding to the drama, Kody revealed his true feelings. We had something special and it feels like it just went to mess, sort of. An authentic Kody Brown masterpiece. I no longer harbor resentment. I'm not upset. I'm happy that we were able to resolve that. He went on, sounding like a man who had just discovered the emotional math of his whole marriage to Meri. I'm glad that we were able to be friends. You're my favorite ex-wife, which makes me happy. But being there is the most strange thing. In a way, it's just heartbreaking. And although I enjoy my life, it's completely different from what I had 3 years ago, don't you think? This isn't relevant, it seemed like everyone else simply left. Still perplexed, Meri could only watch as Kody at last confessed to some sort of regret. He apologized after declaring, I'm through that anger phase. I regret the 7 years, but I'm happy we did it because it allows me to grieve for a loss rather than feel angry. As usual, Meri was a little taken by surprise. I don't get it. I don't understand. Where this is coming from is unknown to me. After years of mistreatment, she seemed to be attempting to figure out how she ended up receiving Kody's emotional breakthrough. I do not understand it, she said to the cameras. Meri, same. Kody attempted to focus on the future as the discussion came to an end. He promised Meri, I won't be weird about it, alluding to the possibility of getting married again in the future, as if we didn't already know how unweird that talk was going to get. As if it couldn't get any more embarrassing, Kody was invited to be the flower girl at Meri's next wedding by Jen, her best friend. No, I get to walk her down the aisle, Kody replied, appearing to be quite serious. As you do when you're clumsily attempting to get beyond a whole emotional reckoning in a few minutes, Meri and Kody laughed together. Kody continued to wipe away his emotions as the show drew to a finish, saying, it's like, this is the end of an era and now we have permission to move on. Janelle meets David and discusses the drama of Coyote Pass. The two catch up on life, love, and, of course, real estate turmoil as Janelle Brown pays Christine a visit in Utah. The ideal location for the chat is Christine's new house in Utah, and Janelle is truly delighted for her. She says, I'm looking into property in North Carolina, referring to her son-in-law, Caleb Brush, and daughter Maddie. It is a farm, Janelle adds. It's fantastic that Caleb can continue working at his current employment. The distance from their current residence is only roughly an hour.